Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you what to do with the responses from your Google Form experiments, okay? So what you want to do, I'm going to take two conditions that I have from an experiment that we did earlier in the semester. You, of course, have three conditions. So first I'm going to do is open up this Google response or Google Form, and I'm going to go to the responses. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see you have graphs, and some of these might be very helpful in looking at your data, trying to see what makes sense of it, maybe even using some of that information in your results section. But in order to analyze the data in SPSS, you're going to need to open up this response sheet. And so again, this little icon here, it's going to open up your Google Sheet for that condition, and only that one condition, right? You'll have to combine all three of them. So I'm going to open that up, and I don't need all of this information. And I've learned that it won't let me delete, because it's a Google response form, it won't let me delete these columns, at least very easily. So I'm going to create a new spreadsheet, and I'm going to title that what my experiment is. And this one was a between subjects experiment data set. And the first column is going to be my participant number. And then the rest is going to come from that Google Sheet. So I have condition 1. So I don't need a column A, B, or C, because I don't need the timestamp, I don't need their email address, I don't need if they'd be interested, right? We want this to be confidential. So what I need is this information. I need these three columns. I'm going to do that first. I could do all of it at once, but I'm just going to do this set first. And I'm going to copy. I'm going to go to my data set. I'm going to Control V, and I'm going to paste. Then I'm going to go back to my data set. And I have these two other questions, biological sex and age. And you're probably going to have some more. This was just my quick and dirty little experiment to get you connected with it, with what the research was going to be like. So I do Control C to copy, or you could come up here and do copy here under Edit. So I did Control C, then I'm going to go back to this spreadsheet, and I'm going to do Control V to paste, or again, you could come up here and you could click paste. So now I have the information, and your participant numbers here don't have to be exactly the same. You might have already made a column for your participant number, and so that's okay. You can copy and paste that too. I didn't have that, so I'm just going to go ahead and with the next spreadsheet. Okay, so one more thing we need to do, because this is just condition 1, right? We need to insert a column that says that. So I'm going to highlight the column. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to put a column to the left, and I'm going to put condition. Now remember, I only had 2 conditions. You had more. So I'm just going to, this is condition 1. And then I probably could highlight. And there I have it. So now I need to go to my other condition. This was condition 1. I need to go to condition 2. Go to those responses. Again, you're going to have graphs that are associated with those. Some of them might be helpful to you. Some of them might be information you might want to use, but I need this sheet. And I'm going to copy and paste the needed information. So this time I'm going to highlight all 5 questions that are relevant. So I've highlighted everything I need. Control C, or again, you can go to copy. And then I'm going to come back to my new spreadsheet. And I need to start here, because remember, one column is my participant number, the other is my condition. All right, so I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go to that, make sure I'm in that correct column, right? This was participant number and this was condition. Control V, I pasted it. Now I want to continue on with my participant numbers. Get down to there, so I had 54 participants. And now I don't want to do ones, I want these to be all twos. So I'm going to highlight, and there are my conditions. So, and if I want, I can freeze this, go to here, so that this is always at the top, it's always pinned at the top. So one more thing that I need to do is I need to get an average. So these 3 questions are going to form an average. Now it just depends on what type of questions you asked, what type of data you're collecting. Maybe you're getting an overall score from questions after reading a passage. Maybe you're using some other type of scale that there might be some reverse scoring of some of those questions. You have to figure out what you need to do to get your dependent variable data. Okay, so I need to get an average. So I'm going to insert a column. So I have to insert to the left. And I'm just going to put this as my average score. So I go here, I go over here to this sigma sign, functions, and I want an average. And then I highlight the 3 columns that are relevant, C2 to E2, and I hit enter. Now it's giving me a suggested autofill. That looks good because I want the formulas all the way down. And this is the data that I need to now transfer over into SPSS. And I'll show you how to do that in a subsequent